Bigfoot, extraterrestrial, psychic energy.
The Calling.
And good evening, everyone. This is Jerry from The Calling, along with my two favorite females on Wednesday. Oh, do you guys want to know who they are? Raise your hand. Oh, okay. Kimberly Juarez and Willow Le Machant. And we're here to entertain you.
Let's do it.
all I kept seeing was Ginger from Gilligan's Island with her. Let us entertain you.
That's right. That is so right.
Kim used to do that.
Yeah, I did used to entertain. Oh, yeah.
That's funny. Well, tonight is, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are probably sick about hearing about that ZB guy, but my roommate, Nicole, came up to me the other day, and she said, I got to ask you a question. I know you're going to make fun of me. And I said, why? She goes, well, you know that I really love to watch those paranormal shows on TV. I'm not a fan of them, because I think now, Kimberly, you can go ahead and chime in on this. I think when you watch these shows, when you're a paranormal investigator and you are taking this stuff seriously, that it kind of messes with your head a little bit, because it's like if you're watching that show and you're paying attention to that, and then you're out, doing your thing and stuff, it's like, okay, well, that kind of sounded like it was that was on the show last night and stuff. And it's like, it kind of, I don't know. Kim, what do you say?
Jerry, when I think about these shows and when I like watching them. I like when they do experiments and different things. I don't get influenced by listening, especially if, I kind of go in like not thinking about those shows, not thinking about what they've done or what they're doing or whatever. I just feel like when I go into some place, I just start getting in my mode kind of thing. But I don't allow those shows to, I just like watching them because, of course I have favorites and some shows, but you got to think about, they elaborate on a lot of stuff. So it's not always what it seems to be. You know what I mean? And I just, you can't really get those to influence. The only way I like them is because it makes me encouraged to start doing more again. And yeah, you know what? I got to get into it again. I got to do this. That's the way it influences me. It does not sit there and make me feel like, that's what whoever Grant and whoever, they caught that just like that. You know what I mean? So I try not to influence, especially what we're going to talk about tonight. So that's
right.
the other thing. So
yeah, because what she said to me was, she said that ZB, I don't want to say his name, had said on the show that watching different paranormal investigative shows, or ghost shows, he called it, can actually get a person possessed, especially at certain houses and stuff. If you're watching it, you can get possessed from that.
Okay.
And then she said also, too, that he also claims that with certain instruments that we use, K2 meters, EMF detectors, spirit box and stuff like that, can actually bring out demons in people. And I'm like, the only time that's ever brought a demon out with me is when he's on there and he's just so stupid. That's when it brings out the demon out of me. And then Sherry's even saying, I watch ZB to see him make a donkey out of himself. Exactly is what he does. Kat says, I have better things to do than watch anyone be moronic. Exactly, you know.
Yeah.
And that is true because I really don't watch them. Like I have a whole list of them. I record them or whatnot. So when I want to have some giggly thing, I watch it. But I don't feel you shouldn't have things like that influence you, like the Demon House. Now, if anybody who saw the Demon House, that's one of the movies that apparently, after you watch it, you can become possessed. People were possessed. People got hurt. People got this. People got that. He became possessed after he did the Demon House. That's the house that he did, and he made that huge movie about it. And people were, tweeting and Instagramming and saying how they got possessed by this movie. I watched the movie.
Oh my God!
He bought the house. He bought the house.
Yeah, he bought the house. They tore it down, but he still kept pieces of it.
Yeah.
Like, of course, if it is possessed or whatever, that demon, whatever, and you're taking it home with you. I mean, come on. What do you do?
It's in his museum.
Yeah.
The staircase.
Yeah, the staircase. The staircase and the pieces of wood. Yeah. So, and people were, blowing Instagram up. I was like, and I got it because I was very interested in the case itself. It was very interesting. And then when he did it, I was like, oh my gosh, here we go. So I went ahead and watched it. Apparently, he locked himself in this house where he boarded everybody, I guess whoever was with him, boarded up the windows, boarded up the doors, boarded up everything. And he was alone in that house for 24 hours or something like that. And apparently was sent to emergency after and all this
something
stuff.
With his eyes, wasn't it? Something with his eyes.
His eyes.
His eyesight or something.
Yep. And yeah. So
he is so odd, because he went out also too, Ed Gein, when he would kill women and stuff like that, and do things with their body, make pouches and stuff and furniture and stuff. He put the heads in this huge bucket, and good old Zach bought that at auction. I think it was, I can't remember exactly if it was $280 or $2,800.
Probably $2,800.
Yeah, Zach. I said his name. KB said that he could see the spirits coming out of this. He knew it was there. Now we got to meet him at Paracon, and it was funny because he never came behind our table. He wouldn't do that.
No, because he's very germaphobe. Very. He's really worried about catching things, and he doesn't like. He'll stand next to you and whatnot. Like, I got a picture, so I'm just saying. I'm sorry, Jerry. I'm totally interrupting you. But
No. You did fine. He is just the most paranoid man in the world. He had a security guard stand next to his back, so no one could touch him from behind.
Yes.
Now that, did he do time in prison?
Wow. Don't drop the soap. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Normal soap.
So the others, Aaron and Billy and them, they were great. They hung out with us at the bar. They were genuine. I sat with Billy Tolley and we were talking about burning sage and how he uses Palo Santo. It was great. I loved the whole conversation. It was so neat. But Zach, you couldn't get close enough to him. So,
well, it was so funny because Bellinger came up to me. Wow, this was second to the last time that we were at Paracon. So I think it was 2015, 2016. Mm-hmm. And he says, I want to talk to you about a case of yours. And I went, sure. I said, what case is that? He said, Walcott. And I said, yeah, what do you want to know? Well, we were thinking of making a show with it. And I said, what? He said, we would like to know more information about it from you. And, of course, we'll bring your team on, too. I said, I would never give you any information on that. And then Zach, KB, come walking over, too. And I said, you just think everything is demonic, or you make everybody think that things are demonic. I said, this is just horrible. I said, that's what you're doing to the world of the paranormal. People are in this legitimately to find out if there is something or not. And you turn everything around and make it sound like demons are coming out of your butt, I was so mad. I said, don't even ask me anymore because I'm not telling you nothing about it. And then I told my team, I said, don't even talk about it with anybody. As a matter of fact, we had evidence that we were showing that day because we were up talking. And I said, we don't show none of that, guys. Don't show it. I don't want them to get anything more about that because that place is only kids. It's kids that are stuck
it's children.
There.
It's children. And, I didn't think he was like that, though. Bellinger, I didn't think he would be like that.
Well, he's he wants to get up in the ranks, and stuff like that. And he's working for the boss. And, I just get, if I could swear right now, do you know how many swear words would come out of my mouth? I know CC is like, you filthy mouth, Jerry.
Well, I just think like, what is it, ZB? I don't know how you, or Zach, or whatever. Anyways, I just think that, even people were saying that when you look at him, he has this thing where you feel like he is possessed, that, and then it's like, he's just goes into some crazy stuff, and I'm believing it takes a little out of him each time he goes into these crazy, awkward things.
It's funny what you say, because when he was in front of our table and we all took pictures and stuff like that, I didn't want to, and then John Zaffis came on over and we were having a picture.
John.
And I said, oh, he left something here. And John looks at me and he said, he didn't know who we were talking about. He said, what, somebody fart or something? I said, pretty much. It was like everybody at the table was just laughing like crazy. And, I know that was very unprofessional, but, man, that guy just drives me nuts. And like Kat says, fear sells, and that's exactly what he wants to do. Yeah. Let's look through here, see if there's any questions. I believe, like Sherry is saying, that he's, his demons attached to him or following him. I believe he does. He puts himself in places that he shouldn't, but yet he thinks it's cool.
So this is my thought too. Is like, he says possessed, devil. He talks about it so much. I mean, he could be doing it to himself. You know what I mean?
That's what people do. They literally speak it into existence. And he's been doing it for so long that I think it's messed his head up even worse than it was in the beginning. He speaks everything into existence. That's why if anything happens, it's literally because he's made it happen.
Yep.
Right. And I'm not talking just him. There's a lot of people that are that.
Yeah, there is. There's quite a bit.
Tons. And some of our cases is like that as well, because it's like and this is what, and Jerry can, or you guys can relate with me, because sometimes when you have somebody that says, I think the devil, I think it's, I could be possessed, or my son or daughter is possessed, blah, 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 and this and that. Things that are awkward, I just feel like they sometimes people, and just in general, and then when you go to clear it and you do everything you can to help them and to do whatever you can and get people to help you or whatever, and then they go back and do it again. Like they go back into this thing where they're like, oh, I think my house is, some of these cases go on and on and on. And then it's like, Jerry, there's even been where me and you have, like, they'll come to me and then all of a sudden they'll go to Jerry because, oh, I think my house is possessed and this person couldn't help me and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you know what? I think you need to get that person some help. That's what you need to do.
That's the big thing.
Yes.
Now, here's what I did. I decided to call as many paranormal investigators, exorcists, and psychics that I could and ask them to kind of go over. I'm not going to mention their names and stuff because that's one of the things that they didn't want. They didn't want their names brought out. But one psychic said that the possibility of that actually happening if a person doesn't have nothing to do with that house except for that they watched a show is impossible.
Right.
Yeah.
It's totally impossible.
Yep.
But if the person is there investigating it or has a personal reason to be, like some family lives there or something like that, things like that, there is a possibility that things can happen. Mm-hmm. And when I asked him about the equipment, he said that he didn't have no idea. Where a lot of the paranormal investigators that I got a hold of, some that I don't like and some that I do like, because we all, some of us just can't get along. You know me, I'm a loudmouth. People don't like that, I guess.
Not all psychics get along either. It's okay.
That's true. Yep.
Yeah, there's
like,
a lot.
It's funny is that one psychic, I'm not going to say what her name is, when I said, what do you think of this psychic, this person over here? Oh, the sidekick?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
really?
Oh my God. I was like, was turned off. I walked away from that because it's like, I never thought that there would be something like that somebody would actually say something like that about another person, that just killed me.
Well,
it's crazy.
I think with psychics, it's, each one has their own ways of doing things. And that's what you have to understand. And like, I don't call myself a psychic. I do psychic advising, but I don't say I'm a psychic or I'm a medium or anything like that. I do have some abilities to be able to do some certain things, but I'm not calling myself a psychic. But I really don't understand why people argue about stuff like that,
right?
Like psychics, because I just don't think that's right. Especially that I didn't know they even said something like that.
Right. Well, now, sorry, I want to keep going here because I got such a list.
Yeah.
So then other investigators were like that they did notice that when they use like a spirit box or something, that it can, don't know if it pulls the spirit out or something like that. But I know what they're kind of talking about because we did a EVP session and we were using a spirit box and you could hear, when a spirit box is going off, the radio sounding, and it just seems to hit everything just right. Like we said, can you tell us what's in our hand? Apple, and stuff. And when we stopped doing that and then, it would say more than just that.
Right.
Anyway, so it was the voice you had in your head. So after we stopped doing that session and we started with just us with voice recorders asking questions and stuff like that, that exact same voice was no longer running through a spirit box. So it wasn't channeling through radio signal. It was actual. It was like almost was standing right there.
Disembodied.
Yeah, and disembodied. So it went from an EVP to a disembodied voice. And it's like, how could that happen? Did we pull them through there? Or is it just that they found it easier to talk through the radio than to actually, we didn't get as many answers as just going from a voice recorder. We got more coming from that. Yeah.
I think a lot of that is they can feed with the energy. It helps them get stronger. And they are using the energy from the spirit box to increase their energy to be able to speak more in the disembodied voice. I've had that same situation happen, and it was really intense. But they were walking through me at the same time that we had that going on. So it was crazy, and I can feel them because I will get the tingles in my feet, and they go all the way up to the top of my head.
Yeah. I get like a wave, kind of like a hair kind of going up in it, kind of like an energy that starts coming around me. And the only way so now we do that experiment where you cover your ears and one person will ask the questions, the other. We do that a lot. We've gotten one of the best results ever on that. And I think because you're channeling, and so you're helping that spirit, doing this, by doing this, you help them channel in through their frequencies, and then they can use the frequencies for the energy. So we've gotten some amazing. Now, the Ovilus is the one that we don't ever get.
That is such junk. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, so the reason why now I'll just tell people that the reason why they say they don't like it is because apparently it's so made up, because when you're talking about something that all of a sudden the words start going going in automatically. So they think it can be manipulated by your voice or what you're talking about, in a sense. So that's why one of a personal investigator that I know, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it at all. Why don't you like it, Jerry?
What's that? The Ovilus?
Yeah.
It's dumb. I mean, it's because we had, oh God, where were we at? We had a case, and we got there, and we're walking around, and this kid's got the Ovilus, and he's like, look, watch, it'll say things. Yeah. And it did say things, but when we had voice recorders going, if somebody was to say something that was close to that word, it may repeat it. Right. Or it says the opposite of that word. So it doesn't mean that it's
right,
a spirit or anything like that.
Right. So I kind of see that in that case, and I spent my good $500 on that damn thing, and it's like, and the only reason why is because Zach Bagans and Bill Chappell, of course, he's the inventor, he created it, so of course it just went sky high after Zach Bagans used it. So, so it's like, okay, well, and I thought with Bill Chappell, he's supposed to be a really good, I'm not saying he isn't, but he's supposed to be a really good inventor, but once Zach Bagans used it, it went up in price like in a heartbeat. So.
See, that's another thing. It's just, bizarre.
Hollywood. It's Hollywood, guys. Let's face
exactly.
It.
Well, even Sherry said.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, Sherry was saying use the ghost radar. I remember when Casey put that on her phone when she was part of Sim. That's my daughter.
Yeah.
And it was the first or second case we had, and then all of a sudden it was like, you hear something say this word. And she said, "Did you hear that, Dad?" I said, "Yeah." I go, "What is that?" "I don't know," she says. And she's talking about this stupid ghost radar thing, and I'm like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah, there's one to your right. There's one to your left. Yeah. There's one behind you.
You know what? That is so funny because people use it all the time. I'm like, you can't use that. Do not use that, people. You can't. That is not.
It does not work.
It does not work.
The game is made up.
Yeah, any app that you use on your phone,
it's
made for entertainment purposes,
right?
And it's your cell phone, so your cell phone can pick up, all sorts of different things, from reception where it may run off of one tower better than another one. So it could make throw off your K2 meters, your EMF detectors.
Yeah.
And people do. Sherry says people take it seriously.
Oh, yeah.
They really do. And it's so funny. And it's, it used to be funny. But when we go to somebody's house, that's like,
No.
I can't say it. I'm going to be on somebody's show coming up. But it's going to be taped, and then it won't come on till March. I'm just going to leave it right there. It's just certain things. It's you can't use that. It's like orbs,
Right.
for God's sakes.
I know, right?
Oh my God, I get attacked by orbs when I'm sleeping. Then dust your place. For God's sakes, use pledge. You know, that's what you got. I can see them with my eyes as they float across me. You know, and one lady even said she was being raped by a million ghosts that they were in orb shape. And it's like, oh my God, girl.
Oh no.
And it was a case near you, but we took it a while back, Kimberly. I should have gave it to you. But
Oh God. I would have been like, what? You get raped or seduced by orbs? I don't get that. That would have been, oh my gosh.
like Kat
Dust
says,
bunnies.
Oh my gosh. That is crazy. I didn't know that, Jerry. Oh my gosh.
Funny.
Yeah.
That's
It was-
hilarious.
And dust.
Yeah, Kat
Orb
saying
formula.
Orb formula. But anyway, some of the things. Michael Reverend Schrader is actually in the chat room too. He just sent me a message.
Nice.
So it would be kind of funny if he would. Well, you know, I've learned a lot from Michael, Reverend Michael, is that a lot of people, you know, they're not that. They're mentally unable to understand a lot of this stuff.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
they get scared, you know, and they think things are happening. They think things are moving. But I do have a picture. I don't have the permission of the mother that sent me the picture of her daughter. Now, they're friends of mine, and the girl is an 11-year-old psychic, and she had gotten. She needed tennis shoes, and they couldn't afford them, so I bought her tennis shoes, and she sent me a picture of it, of her wearing the shoes and stuff, and she's standing there. Now, here's the weird thing on the photo: you click on the photo, and she moves. On a photo?
Really?
It wasn't video. It's a photo.
That's
No, okay, I know what happened. Okay. It happened to me in a photo that I was with a bride at one of the weddings that I did.
Uh-huh.
And the father of the bride hit the video button fast, thinking it was taking a picture, and we kind of moved. It's the weirdest looking thing.
Well, I asked her about that, and she said, no. And I said, did you, like Karen's asking, you know, it's a GIF? And no, it wasn't. She said, no, it's just on my phone. I just click 2 pictures. And I said, was it one right after the other? She said, no, I took a picture. And then she got mad at me because I was taking a picture, and she moved to look off. And it's the first picture that she took. And it's just the weirdest thing. But you can see her hand actually move. Now, I worked for T-Mobile for 11 years and know all about cell phones and cell phone cameras and stuff. But this one is really got me pretty baffled on this. This is something that I've never seen anything like this before.
Sherry says Harry Potter photos move.
Oh, wait a minute. I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to send this back to her mom and just say, take a look at that again. Okay.
Yeah.
Because now it's actually seems to be moving more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
Video,
weird.
but it's like it's almost like a second long
Split second.
video.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
It's the weirdest thing. And I'm like, that's really cool, but weird.
Cat taken with a possessed camera.
There it is.
Yeah, I think it was
Must have been.
Zach's.
Steve B says, see if you can get Michael on your show again.
Oh, yeah, we definitely, Michael, if you give me a thumbs up, Michael, if you come back on the show.
Yeah. It would be good because I like listening to him. I learned a lot through him.
Yeah.
You know, some people, you know, they're all afraid of using a Ouija board. Okay, I see more
wait a minute.
people.
Hold on. Break time. We'll come back and we'll talk about them ishy Ouija boards. We'll be right back, everybody, in 2 minutes.
Your source for everything paranormal, Para X.
Hey there. I don't know if you've heard, but there's a great new radio show on Para X. 2 hosts, 1 hour, and too much fun. Stephanie and Heidi not only talk about the latest goings-on in the supernatural worlds, they live it. They want to hear from you. They want to help you understand and guide you. And they want you to tune in. So, grab a friend or come alone to gather around that metaphysical table with Heidi and Stephanie. If you're interested in the worlds of the unseen, tune in to the Gathering Radio Show, Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Para X Radio.
Red, where are you going?
I'm going back to the Paranormal View, back where I belong.
Please, take me with you.
No, I'm through with everything here. I want to see if there's something left in life I haven't explored. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Red, don't run to them. They talk about ghosts and hauntings, UFOs, and all kind of supernatural scary stuff.
You'll never understand, will you, Scarlet?
No!
Well, that's your misfortune.
Red, if you go, where shall I go? What shall I do?
Frankly, my dear... Line!
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
That's the Paranormal View with your host, Henry Foister, Jeffrey Gould, and Barbara Duncan. Every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on the Para X Radio Network.
And we're back. This is Jerry with the Gathering. With the calling. And what a long day this has been. And let's see now, if you're enjoying the show and you didn't get to hear the first half of it, then hey, tomorrow it's going to be on our website. Not just our website. It's going to be on our YouTube channel, too. And we aren't the only thing that's interesting in Para X. And yeah, I'm pretty interesting. Willow, she hasn't been with us for quite as long. She's kind of interesting. And Kimberly Juarez, she's very interesting. But anyway, so yeah, there's lots of great shows. There's a gathering every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or no, Central Standard Time. And then you have Geeks Paranormal right after us, and there's tons. Every day there's something that will just make you think, what? But Jerry's got the sexiest voice in the radio. Wonder what he looks like. I'm even better looking. Anyway, so let's get back to the show. So now, what were you going to say there, Willow?
Well, a lot of times people will tell me how they're afraid to use Ouija boards because they're afraid that they will open a portal and they'll allow some things in, right?
Right.
Well, what I have been also told, not that I believe it, well, okay, I might believe it, but I'm not afraid of it because it's who I am. But they're saying that a lot of times using a spirit box is just like an electronic method of using a Ouija board. It's just easier to hear them, and we don't have to wait for them to spell everything out. So, but honestly, none of that scares me. I don't really feel that they're going to come in and possess me. But also, when we're going out and we're doing our investigations, most of us bring some form of protection with us. Exactly. Either we, pray or we wear black onyx or something. We have some form of protection with us. And those who do not are asking for trouble. If they're going to go in and they're going to antagonize a spirit, that spirit does not have to be a demon. You're antagonizing an old grumpy spirit, they might get a little grumpy with you. You never know what could happen. But I think it's ridiculous to think that, you're going to get possessed if you watch the show. I'm not going to get possessed if I watch a stupid show.
Right.
I'm not there, for one thing.
Exactly.
Now, back in the day, way back in the 90s, when I first started doing clearings, exorcisms, and things like that. I was working with an exorcist. I was told never talk to the person who thinks that they are possessed over the phone. I'm like, huh?
Really?
Because she says they can travel by the wire. I'm like, say what? Okay, whatever. But I'm going to go to the house and they're not going to touch me? Excuse me, this makes no sense, right?
Right.
So, you hear silly things all the time from people. But no, I don't honestly think you can be possessed by watching any kind of a ghost show.
Right.
And I like to call them ghost bros, by the way. I don't call it the other thing. We just call them ghost bros because we laugh at them.
Ghost bros. What's a ghost bro?
Bro, like brothers, like bro.
brothers.
Oh,
bro. Ghost bro.
Okay. I was going to say the Ghost Brothers. I like their show.
No.
Yeah,
I know. I like them too. No. We make fun of that other one, the ZB show. But yeah. So no, I honestly don't think you can possibly get possessed unless you are in that physical location.
Right.
That's it. That's the only way you could. And honestly, if you have your protection, also, you're probably not going to have that happen. And you should have somebody there that can do a clearing immediately anyway.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll buy that for $1.
Okay. All right, I put my 2 cents in.
Now, one of the shows that I do think, that people had trouble was like when did that movie come out? In the 80s? The Exorcist.
Oh.
It was such a bad, I guess, when it first came out, apparently people got possessed right in the theater.
That's what they're claiming.
It was, yes.
I think it's weak-minded people.
It is. That's what it is.
People got sick. People threw up. People somebody got sent in an ambulance, because another person got a heart attack. I mean, come on, people. Like I did, I saw it when I was a child. Of course it put fear into me, of course that does, it's the effects. And then after, when I find out about the effects that they did and everything, I'm like, really? Are you kidding me? But apparently it did have like a curse of some sort. The people who made the movie. Yeah. So somewhat had some type of a curse. People, I think somebody passed away that was in the movie or was making the movie or something like that. I mean, I don't know how true this is, or these curses, that happen in these movies. But I mean, I just kind of thought that was pretty crazy, especially when you're sitting there in the theater and people are literally going through this. I just thought that was so bizarre.
I think it just scared them into it. It just triggered. They were already weak-minded, and the fear did that to them. And and that's it. Because if I think it was so brand new, people didn't really know about it. It wasn't out in the mainstream about possession so much back then.
That's true.
We didn't have social media. We didn't have the YouTube channels to watch stuff. Now you want to watch an exorcism? Go on YouTube. You can find an exorcism live.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Oh, that's one thing about the YouTube channel. There's so many people out there. Like there's a young lady that really got upset with me, her and her boyfriend. They wanted to start their own team. And they said, well, what does it have to take? And I said, well, I'm not a professional. I don't believe anybody's a professional in the paranormal field. We all got things to learn. So I was just letting her know the things that I believe in, and stuff. And she's like, well, I've been, going through YouTube, and oh my God, there's this one, and I feel so sorry for this family because they're catching all this paranormal activity, And then we investigated their house. We did find that there was things going on in this young lady's house. We did a clearing, and we got a lot more than what we bargained for from that clearing. And instead of letting us know that we probably needed to come back after 3 months, because she kept on trying to get it to do things again. She doesn't have any money, and we don't we do it for research. We
Right.
don't ask for any money.
We
But
don't.
she begged, borrowed, and stole so that the people from YouTube that live in Florida, she paid them hotel and airfare to come up and to cleanse her house.
Really?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
That's the power of YouTube and weak-minded people. Now, Karen says, I think your mental state is the biggest factor.
Yes.
If you're watching something triggers a mental state, you could, in theory, get possessed. Yes. And Sherry
Yeah.
says satanic panic would be a good show topic. She's right.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
Karen also says that professional just means you earn money from an endeavor, right? Yes. And Karen also says even medical doctors only practice. They learn from their life.
Yes.
They learn for their lifetimes, which is true.
Yeah.
And yeah, Sherry, she did invite it back again. And she had a young son, and it was really affecting her son, where all of a sudden he would wake up in the middle of the night, and we thought it was just night terrors. We thought maybe there was something wrong with him. Doctor said there's nothing wrong with him. He's a healthy boy. When his dad would come home at nighttime, he wouldn't do it. Only when she was there. But he would go up to the wall and beat his head up against the wall until he was bloody.
Oh
Really?
my
It was
God.
terrible, and she would sit there and just film it.
Oh.
Yeah. So then she got really upset when the neighbors actually called the police on her for child neglect.
Well, yeah.
And it's
duh.
like, I can't believe this.
If a spirit
What
is
doctor
bothering
would
my
see is
child,
healthy?
man.
And that's the people, I'm sorry, but down in Rochester way, at some of the terrible little clinics that people have to go to because they can't afford a good doctor. So they have, you can't even say they're veterinarians, because to be a veterinarian, you're actually smarter than a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people that can't make it as a veterinarian become doctors.
Oh, great.
Because,
Scary
Yeah.
thought.
It is,
It's a scary thought.
It's, I was going to say something, but no, CC would ban me another, 6 dozen cookies or something. Medical in this country is another show. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, yes.
that is true, Karen. So true. I know some awesome vets. Yeah. Some vets could, I so far every vet that we've had for our animals has been fantastic. Except for there's a vet clinic not too far away in lower northeast Minneapolis where, if you have to euthanize your pet, they go in, they give it a shot, right? That's the first thing you think of.
Right.
Theirs is an oxygen chamber.
No.
They put them in, and they take all the air out of it, and they suffocate them.
Oh no!
Do you believe that? I can't
That's
believe
animal
that's
cruelty.
That's what I think too, but they say no, that is a way of doing that. They should do that to humans,
Let's do it to them and see how they like it.
Oh, exactly. Except for I would never shut it off. I would let it
Well, I know.
keep on going.
No,
Yeah,
I would
I
shut
know.
it off on. Shut
Yeah.
off on. Do you like that? Do you like that? I mean, that's awful. That's horrible. That is horrible.
Oh my God.
That is really terrible. I just can't believe that there's such a thing, but they've done it for years, and they have their
That's
little
disgusting.
thing in there. That is, it makes you almost want to cry. Like Kimberly, she looks like she's going to start bawling any moment.
No,
I can't. That
that's
hurts my
bad.
stomach and heart all at the same time. That's, oh my God.
Yep. Well, let's change the subject off that because
Yeah.
we're
Okay, okay.
paranormal, not the
Let's talk about the Dybbuk box. Shall we talk about the Dybbuk
Oh,
box?
let's
Oh
talk about that
my
one.
God. The first
Oh,
time I
empty.
heard about that was on that DB show, and I laughed very hard.
Yeah.
He's got a Dybbuk box. Mm-hmm. He's
What
got
is
a
it?
Dybbuk. It's supposed to be like a Jewish kind of box to keep a demon in. And he opened the Dybbuk box.
Who did?
ZB.
Oh God!
In the museum.
Is it is that the original box from the Dybbuk box movie? Could that be the one?
Probably.
Because apparently there was a possessed Dybbuk box, and you can be possessed if you open this box.
Okay, hold on, guys. Now, Karen just asked Pandora's box. That's what I'm wondering too, because I've never.
No, it's different. No, this is it. Look up Dybbuk. And how do you spell that? That would be good. I have Dybbuk box.
Sherry's got it on there. I think that's how you spell it.
Yeah,
DYB.
That's correct. DYBUK. And I've been looking at these things. People are buying them from the dark web
eBay.
and on
Yes.
eBay.
Yes.
I'm laughing. I'm like,
I can make one.
Oh, I'm going to make a whole bunch and sell them. They're all filled with demons.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, crazy, right? And people are buying them. People are buying these things. It's insane.
If you put it in there, Dybbuk box, it's got 2 B's, by the way. The second thing it shows is Ghost Adventures.
Of course.
ZB Dybbuk box conquered during quarantine. ZB is the scared new owner of Dybbuk box. Everything is just about gifting the Dybbuk box. Oh, that's paranormal. It's like I've never even heard of one.
Yeah.
Amazon sells them, huh?
Yes. So does eBay. It's hilarious.
And people are dumb enough to buy them. Seriously. And some of these people, and I've been watching them on YouTube, and they'll buy a whole bunch of them, and then they'll open them up live. And there's stupid things in it. Like people will put feathers in it and human hair and buttons and it's just weird stuff.
Yeah,
and
that's
these
like
boxes, and they're just sealed with all this wax, and they have to like pry off all the wax.
They make them look old and make them look like they're from somewhere far away or ancient or something.
And
but
I just laugh.
You know, we should buy one of those mystery boxes. Have you ever seen those too?
Yeah.
I wanted to buy one just for giggles.
What is that?
The same thing. They put weird things in them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It could be a haunted doll. It could be a feather. You never know what it could be. It could be a severed hand. We don't know what's going to come in the box. It's a finger.
And
okay.
they
Kimberly, you want to get one?
Yeah, I'll buy one. I'm not kidding.
How much are they?
So they range from $50 to $200. I've always wanted to do that and just kind of like film it and see what we would get.
You should do that, film it, and put it on YouTube.
I'm going to send you. I'm going to send you $25.
Okay, I'll put the other 25.
And you put the other 25 in, and let's see what that looks like.
Let's do it, Jerry.
Let's film it, and then we'll put it on the Calling Facebook. But let's do a show about it. So don't do a show about it first off. We'll do the opening and everything, film it wise, and then we'll put it on there so everybody can see it. Okay, so I will PayPal you $25. Okay. And
so apparently when you go, you get one of these boxes. It's supposed to have something that's haunted, like a piece of. So I watched this girl. She buys all these mystery boxes. So she did buy a haunted mystery box, and hers came with a lantern, a train lantern, something like old, and it looked like it was like chewed up, like an old piece of leather or something old. She had some coins. She got some coins. But these are supposed to be actual haunted items. So I guess they give her a history, but I mean, people can, like I said, like I could put this old lipstick, this pin, and say, hey, this is haunted. Here's a straw. Here you go. This is haunted. Let me put it all in a box. You know, we don't really actually know where these come from, but I just would like to do for Blank and Giggles just to see what we would get.
Giggles.
I'm just saying. You know?
Pooping Giggles, yeah. Okay, let's do this, but understand something. Before you open that up, that I gave you money
Okay.
because if there's anything haunted about it, I don't want nothing to do with it. So I'm giving you money, and you just did that.
Yes, but if you give her money, you are now associated with that haunted item.
No.
Isn't it that way? I thought that's how it worked. Just like if you watch the show, you're going to get possessed. I mean, come on.
Yes. I might get possessed right on the filming.
You could.
I'm just kidding.
I think you should do it. I think you should fake it no matter what.
Oh, no faking. Let's do this real now.
Okay, you have to be possessed for real, Kimberly, he said.
Oh, Lord.
Yep. Okay, Cat's right here. Amazon does not sell the Dybbuk box. It was actually a book about them. So it wasn't Amazon.
Okay. I think it's selling something.
Karen says in voodoo, you can put a spirit in a container.
Yes.
What's that called?
I don't know what it's called, but I know if you have a box, you have to seal it in certain ways, and it would be
like binding, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a binding kind of ritual.
Yeah, kind of ritual, yeah.
Somebody wanted to do it. That was my ex-husband's wedding ring. I sold it because I wanted the money.
Okay, well, here's the deal, is that I bought Steph a box when we were married and stuff, and it had a mirror on the inside. On the outside, it had a snowy owl. You guys might have heard about this thing from Heidi and Steph. But it was so weird because she got it, and Steph's like, oh, look at it, so pretty. And she opened it up, and immediately both of us felt like there was something attached to it. And she put it back in there, put it back in the box, and she put it outside. And we smudged the whole entire house and stuff. That's when she... What? Steve, I will send Jerry a cursed $100 bill. See what he does with that. Yeah, send me that, Steve. Let's see. If you've got a cursed $100 bill...
buy 4 Dybbuk boxes.
But anyway, so then Steph had it, and she called up Heidi. And Heidi's like, well, yeah, I'll take it in if you want me to. And Steph looked at me and said, I'm just really sorry, Jerry. And I said, no, I understand. I didn't know. And you guys aren't going to believe who I bought it from.
Who?
Hoff.
DB? Oh, no.
Hoff, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
His wife. It was from his wife. Yeah.
And you didn't think that thing had anything attached?
Well, I didn't know who she was at the time.
Oh.
I had no clue. So anyway, so Heidi says, yeah, you can send it to me. Steph and Casey went directly over to the Postal Service, which is open 24 hours, and they got rid of it. And she got back, and she still wanted to smudge. She wouldn't even come in the house because she touched the box. Now, Kimberly, Heidi, when she received it, she opened it up, and she thought it looked kind of cute at first. She opened it up, she looked in the mirror, and through the mirror, she could see a man walking up behind her, and she took a look, and there was no man. So then she's still got it there, but she's bound it and everything else. Karen's asking who. Okay, I do believe his name is Huff, that used to make these equipment, and he was a liar and everything. This is what I was told and what I read about him. So I'm not making any extra claims. But his wife was selling these type of items that I didn't know that had something attached to them. She never said that, you know. Mm-hmm. So I was, we're no longer friends, her and I. I got rid of her right away. But the box was really cool. It looked really cool. But, you know, the weird thing is I've never seen one with a snowy owl on it.
Really?
You know, with ravens on it, crows, things like that. Yeah, owls, regular owls, but not a snowy owl. And this one was a lot different than anything I've ever seen before.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was quite interesting.
That is.
Yeah.
So
kind of bought your first Dybbuk box.
yeah, so I never knew that they were anything like that. Here it is right here. Who put it up there? Did Kat do that?
What is it there?
Oh, the haunted Dybbuk box?
Yeah, Kat did. And
I just think it's interesting that...
That's a Dybbuk box? It looks like a piece of...
Yes, that's my point.
Of butter all over it.
They melt candles or melt wax all over them to seal them so that they can't get out.
So
You just see Willow. She's waving her hands all over the place. They can't get out.
Oh my God, look at the woman that's selling this. Elements, earth, air, fire, water. And look at, she's wearing a white dress with white hair. Wow.
Yeah, see, I don't understand why people do that. I don't get that. You know, making people believe stuff like that.
She's just making her money. I'm looking at all my jewelry boxes now going, cha-ching, cha-ching. Wonder what I can make out of that.
Yeah, CC says, does Hallmark make a card for that? First Dybbuk box?
Right?
That's hilarious.
Well,
Moldy lasagna was my first thought. Cat.
Ew.
That's funny.
Ooh, Dybbuk bottles. Ooh.
There's such a thing, too?
They're branching out, looks like, yeah.
Oh, my God. Deep South Paranormal trapped a demon in a box and blew it up. Like,
well, then they released it. That's stupid.
That's very stupid.
You don't put it in there and then blow up the box. It's open. You did not kill the demon or the spirit. Hello.
Wow.
That is so dumb.
Oh.
Wow. The things we do.
Well, you know, I'm not even going to say
Look at
it.
Jerry. Jerry's like, oh, I'm not doing it.
I'm just looking down, shaking my head, thinking, you know, there's just so many things out there. I mean, and I think that's why a lot of people in the paranormal field don't like my attitude, because if it's real, you know. Don't make stuff up. Stop doing that stuff.
No.
Yeah, there's so much out there.
There's so much out there, it's not even funny.
Exactly. And there's no such a person as a professional in the paranormal field. Nobody.
Amy Bruin says that she's a professional.
Stuff. The word almost came out.
Like you said, the only way you're a professional is if you make money at what you're doing. That's it.
It's just the money portion of it.
Yep.
All right, guys. We're coming to the end of it, and we appreciate everybody listening to the show. We appreciate everybody's comments and questions and banter. That's why Para X audience is like, man, 2 thumbs up, man. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
And we love Para X, so we want to thank you, Para X. Thank you, Sarge. You're awesome. And thanks to Troops for what they do. And we'll see you all next week, right here, same bad time, same bad channel, ParaXRadioNet.com.